Hello everybody. I'm going to be playing some Blueprints today. Wonderful new game.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair,
So let's go
Mount
through
Holly Estate at
the
Reading,
introduction.
do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones,
That's us.
son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
Our new home.
The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner.
That's our job.
Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse.
Well, we won't be letting that happen.
Whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993.
Great year.
Herbert S. Sinclair.
Okay, Uncle Herbie has given us the estate, but we have to earn it, right? We must find that 46th room. And here is us, little Simon Jones. He has no idea what he's about to get himself into, but we're going to figure that all out together. So here we are in the antechamber. Correction, entrance hall. Alright, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. I'm sure it will. We have a lot to explore here. By the time you read this, I will assume that you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Well, we saw the introduction, so of course. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. Well, you know, we are the PC, so... Alright, so let's go over some ground rules. These are things we're going to need to know in our quest, right? The fine print. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Well, we kind of come here just carrying nothing, right? We're going to figure everything out in real time. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. That's fine. So we'll get them per day, right? You may not stay overnight. Right. So when we're out of steps, that's it for the day, right? I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. Okay. Final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain which room lies beyond any particular door. It's a very dynamic home. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. Important advice. Okay, so best of luck from Herbie Sinclair, our dearly departed uncle, who's given this to us. This is a little bit of another important note for us. Upper left corner you see steps, right? if that step meter gets down to 0, we're done for the day. We gotta start fresh, right? Calling it a day. So the world is our oyster. Here, this room will always be static for us, right? We come in here, this is what we get. But anywhere after this, we open a door, we see what we get. Pull a card and figure it out. That's the adventure. First room on our new quest here. Well, considering we need to be able to move forward, we're going to start with the hallway here. Nice and simple. Being that this is day 1, we could be looking at some problems of, you know, in the limited success variety, but that's okay because we just keep grinding away at it, right? Written in red, doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Okay. Is that true? We don't know. Another thing to note as you play Blueprints, there's pictures in each room. We have crowbar and praying hands, almost like pray and pry. Let's head over to the corner. Now, we've got 3 rooms to choose from. It really wants to give us that bedroom, but we're a little bit early to do that, I would think. We could get a key from the Nook. Now, we're going to need keys in order to be able to open locked doors further down our day. But the parlor is also an important room. Why don't we go ahead and check that out? Uncle Herbie looking nice. This room looks relatively comfortable. Outside, nothing left behind here, but we've got, if you haven't noticed, 3 mysterious chests over here. Could this be a puzzle that we're going to have to figure out? Well, let's do this together, folks. First things first, in the parlor, there's a note left behind. Let's read it. Let's think about this. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it's been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. Okay, well, I'm not quite sure who this is, but, you know, thank you for writing to us. Well, Herbie in this case. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles. Just like StehnZ. And I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game that I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. Very cool. That's what we're seeing in this room, right? You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I've included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, M. Lowry. Let's make a note of that. We honestly, with a game like Blueprints, you do want to have a notebook nearby or some way to keep track of this stuff. M. Lowry, could that be important? We'll find out. So there will always be at least 1 box which displays only true statements. Okay, 1 box must be true, minimum. There will always be at least 1 box which displays only false statements. So 1 box of the 3 must, a minimum of 1 box must be false. Only 1 box has a prize. Cool, that's what we want. The other 2 are always empty. Well, we want to open the correct box to get the prize, right? To do that, we're going to need to pick this thing up, right? This is the wind-up key, a component of the parlor game. A couple pictures in here. Some sort of strange pudding. And a sand dune? Okay, here we go, guys. This box and the white box are both empty. Okay, that could be true. There is a second wind-up key in this room. I am going to say that that is objectively false. Unless we look around and find a second one, there has never been a second wind-up key in this room that I'm aware of. The statement on the white box is true. Well, we've been saying that that's false. This is false. There's no wind-up key anywhere. There's just the one. So forget that. That makes you also false, because you're saying this is true. This is not true. False, false, What does that mean, folks? This one has to be true. This box and the white box are both empty. If this statement is true, then this box and the white box do not have the treasure. So the treasure must be in the blue box. And we were right. 2 gems for us. Gems, very important item in blueprints. We're going to need them to open up doors down the line. Moving along the left side, let's see what we get here. Do we want to pop right into a dead end right now? We get the utility closet. That could be interesting for us, right? So I always recommend the utility closet for anybody who's playing this, especially early game. Once we open this thing up, we can actually turn off the keycard system. We may encounter some doors that are so locked later that we require a way to get around them, and this is one possible solution, right? Looks like we can also turn off power to a few of these rooms down the line. Now, these are not rooms we've discovered yet, but having the gymnasium be off and the garage be on, it's like, why not flip these things around? This appears to be some form of puzzle. We don't have the clue to solve this one yet, but, you know, clearly the lights change on this, and that's something we're going to need to make a note of later. But for now, keycard system off and flipping the breakers for these rooms, probably a pretty good idea. Okay. See if I can change a graphic setting. Oh no, okay. Sorry for that. Moving on, guys, why don't we take a left here in the hallway? Just keep it going. Okay, we pulled up our map to kind of decide where we want to go with this. We could use another dead end just right here. A key, a gem, and a buck might be pretty good for us to just pack the storeroom right in here. A couple items, you know, in order to open up the doors that we're going to need stuff. Grabbing a coin, grabbing a key, grabbing a gem. Storeroom? Somewhat nondescript. Suffice to say that they have packed a lot of sundries in here. And that means we're back to the entrance hall, right? A few different ways we can go from here. We can take a right and head down along the back wall here, or we can proceed toward the antechamber. Because check it out, up here. This is, one can assume, our goal. Next room. Well, we've got a dead-end bathroom over here. Doesn't look like a very good room to grab. The guest bedroom, also a dead end, but this pantry will at least turn. Could give us access to some more rooms, and it has money. We're gonna get the pantry going. Aha! Fruit! We ever see some fruit, we eat that, so it'll give us some steps back. Little pile of cash. And a note. Bridget, whoever that is, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. Could that be us? Probably. 50 steps should be more than enough. So I think an even spread would be ideal. Okay, well, we do have 50 steps, so that's definitely us. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. Okay. It's like a Rafi song. Okay. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. That must be the money that we just picked up. What do you think, folks? Cool. Nice little room here. Nothing else left behind for us. We've got a couple of pictures. Definitely part of a puzzle we're going to be working on later. But for now, explore. Get the lay of the land, right? Okay. So we have a gem to get into the security room. And I'm going to say that this is a very important room. View inventory of all items currently in the house. We're going in. We're going to spend that gem. We're going to the security room. Oh my, a cutscene? Let's enjoy this. Oh, Simon, what have we stumbled into? All these rooms that we don't even know about yet. We will figure it all out together. There's meat. Whoa. Move a little bit. See? That's me. Wow. So, the security room. Lots to unpack in here, guys. Coffee? Sure. Little microwave. After yesterday's visit, or yesterday's video, last video, I can never look at one of these the same. Check out that Date Everything playthrough if you want. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Let's make a special note too that this note is in blue. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. That probably is true, isn't it, folks? Okay. We have a red note. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked, and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. Whoa, well, that would be wonderful, right? That note is in red. Let's make a note of that. Okay, staff notice. What's going on here? What were they telling the folks that work in this strange, constantly changing mansion? Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live out and seasonal live out? Perhaps that, okay, sorry. And seasonal staff will be managed electronically. Okay, interesting. They're getting paid, well, that newfangled way in 1993. As your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call, it is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out of one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. Any of the computers, I assume. Cool. Well, we'll be on the lookout for computers. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed, as always, to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. Okay, and notice how we have a crossed out terminal password here. I can't quite make out what that is. It looks like the first letter is an S. We'll have to come back and take another closer look at that should we get an item that lets us do that later. Interesting. Must be where all the tape backups are stored. Wonderful. There was a note over here as well. Blue memos equal true. Red memos equal lie. Why don't we just proceed forward as if that's true? In that case, because we saw a red and a blue memo in this room already, they called out a few things. This red memo is like, look, everything's going to be easy at the very end. And this one seems straightforward, seems true. So we're going to believe that little note that we found and operate forward as if all blue notes are real and all red notes are lies. There is a computer over here, and it would be a good idea for us to take a look at this. All right. Okay. As indicated by the card itself, the security room gives us access to everything that's currently spawned in the estate. If we look at this, there's nothing. But if we, say, missed an item somewhere along our journey, just walked by a key on the ground or something, this computer would tell us. And that is going to be a helpful tool in the future. So nothing left behind. Keycard system. Now, if you guys recall, we had already unlocked the utility closet earlier, right? We flipped a little switch that said keycard system deactivated, essentially. So perhaps if we put these two together, that room, the utility closet, and the security room, we can make it so that all those doors are unlocked, right? Security doors are doors within the estate that can only be unlocked with an electronic keycard. The keycard system is currently offline because we flipped that on the west side of the estate. So let's go into the settings. Okay. When they're offline, it's locked. Well, no. When power's lost during a blackout or whatever, or because we flipped the breaker to turn off power to the keycard system, they'll be locked. Well, we don't want that. We want them all to be unlocked when they don't have power. Think about that. Confirm setting. Yes. Security level medium. Check this out. Security level determines the amount of keycard doors that will be deployed in your estate. Okay, so medium's right in between that, probably 3 or 4, but if we turn it to high, there will be 5 or 6 doors. Think about that for a second. If we were to make this high and they're already all unlocked, we're basically giving us doors down the line that will just be unlocked for us. I'm going to say that that's a good thing. So we're going to confirm this setting and leave it as high unlocked. And then we can just walk away from here, right? So now when we encounter some security doors, which we haven't seen yet in this run, they should just unlock for us, right? Well, that's the hope. So let's take a right here, get over to that eastern side. What do we got here? Now the den goes in both directions, so we could get a nice little dead end in the corner. If we were to take a right, a throwaway room, pretty good idea. The commissary, should we have money, would be really nice, because we could just go there and spend a bunch of gold and get a bunch of really cool items. However, we have 5 gold, so I'm actually going to put the den here. It's kind of a no-brainer. It also says there's a gem in this room. We just spent a gem on the security room. We got it back. Welcome to the den. Clocks everywhere, right? Very clock heavy. A couple of pictures, a car, and a cart. Okay. Time does flow in this game. It matters. I believe there's going to be puzzles associated with it. So, rooms with clocks can be useful. Take a moment to look at the fake fire. Actually, it's a real fire. And let's head down to this corner room. This is a place where we would be able to pack a dead end, because there's nowhere to go from here. Well, locksmith's a dead end, but we don't have a lot of money in order to buy things with that. I say we throw the bathroom in here, okay? Nice, useless bathroom. Okay. So we put this in here, and as a dead end, there could be an item in there, there could be something. We don't know, so let's just go in and take a look at it. We'll spend feet to do that. Welcome to the bathroom. What is it? Well, guys, I believe it is a bathroom. Here's the... I can't flush the toilet. You can't do the cat trick by throwing that. No. Window. Bathtub. There are no items in here. But what did we do? We got that out of the deck, right? We're now not going to be pulling the bathroom. So we just sort of spent a few feet, some shoes, walking in there for essentially no reason. But we needed to rule it out, right, guys? Move it on up. We got ourselves the nook up here. It curves, or the corridor will continue to go forward. Corridor is always left unlocked, so will kind of help us in the sense that we don't have to unlock something, but why not just get a key for now? We're going nook, okay? Like a little reading room. Herbie probably likes to hang out in here, you know, before he met his unfortunate end. And this is a little note that I would say is kind of confirming a bit of advice I had earlier for those of you who are interested in playing this game, or just want to play it with me. You may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. It is going to be a lot of strands in the head to just remember everything. So, yeah. Probably want to go old school with a notebook. Whoa! Grabbed our key. And only one way to go from here. Okay. We've got ourselves a courtyard, but then that will basically crash us into a dead end. The bedroom will also give us a dead end. The corridor is just going to go straight. A little dicey, but I am leaning toward a bedroom that goes nowhere. What do you guys think of that? That's sort of silly, isn't it? Okay, we're going to pack a useless corridor over here. I don't want to spend a gem on that courtyard just yet. Now, if we went straight, we could save a few feet by just opening the door here. I think that's a good idea. Corridor ability is that this door cannot be locked. Saves us a key, right? What do we got here? The passageway is going to cost a lot of our gems, but it is going to go in all four directions. Could be pretty useful. If we were to put the bedroom right here, we'd just be blocked. This would just be the end of our run. There'd be nowhere to go. So it kind of has to be either the passageway, which opens things up a lot for us, or the spare room, which just keeps our little world kind of going back and, you know, zigzagging. Not the most effective layout, especially when trying to be conservative with feet, is going to be my assumption here. So I'm actually going to put the passageway here. This might seem silly. Someone could be watching this and say, StehnZ, no, it's way too many gems to be spending this early. Well, I'm crazy like that. Let's go in there. One gem left. This really cool room gives us nothing but up in all directions. And this is a security room that takes us right, or a security door, excuse me, takes us right to in front of the entrance hall. We could put a dead end here. We could put something profitable for us, right? Now the guest bedroom's just going to give us feet for nothing. And I think we could use it. So we're going in. Guest bedroom. Bedrooms, very good in blueprints. Usually places that we go to get some feet back, a little bit of rest, take a little break. We come in here, we get 10 feet just by hanging out. And look, a gem sitting there waiting for us. There is a correspondence over here as well. What's the deal? KL could be another one of those Lowry individuals who had recently been here talking about the parlor games, you know, being guests of the estate. Just want to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend, or when they came to play parlor, assuming. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, okay, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. Well, where was Herbie? I also got to appreciate your new game, the billiard room. Ooh, we love games. Okay? It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. Okay, well, we'll be on the lookout for it. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoyed your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Cool. A puzzle game? That's our jam, so hopefully we'll find that. Hope your health improves shortly, KL. Well, you get better every time except the last time, and that seems to be what happened to Herbie here. So let's take our 10 shoes and move along. Thankfully, it gave us a gem back, which is what we really needed. Let's continue off to the left. I know we're zigzagging a little bit here, but... Aha! Now the bedroom will let us bank up. The observatory will cost us a gem. We're going to play a little bit more conservative right now and just go with a plain old bedroom. Now, like the last bedroom that we got, it's a place that gives us stuff, right? 2 feet by just walking through it, so it's almost like a free traveling room. We just take a little break every time we go in here. Hello? Mystery woman with a moon pendant around her neck. Clue? Certainly. Strange hand sculpture. Very Beetlejuice. Origami kind of littered around the home. But check this out, folks. There is a chest here. Now, we'd have to spend a key to get into this, but considering what we might get out of it, I'm going to spend that key. What was in here? 3 keys. Spend a key, get 3. That's a win. Let's open this door. We want to use the bedroom. It's really a good room to travel through, right? So, now the boudoir will allow us to bank over to the left, which is good. We want to be able to kind of go along that western wall. But the nursery will give us tons of feet every time we get other bedrooms. But it's a dead end. What do you think, guys? I think we want that boudoir. Okay, so in this room, we've got our cosmetics. We've got this lovely picture. Christmas in this room. A clue, perhaps? Not much going on here. It is a cultured ladies' room. We can even say that. Highly subjective. Back in this corner appears to be a safe. Very mist-like. We don't know anything about what this password could be. Off we go. Locked door. But we have 4 keys now, so I'm going to just use one. Here we are, up against the wall. Now the garage. If we were to, say, go here, we'd spend a key and a gem, and we'd get 3 keys. Seems to be the right thing at this point. Now, trunk, a literal trunk. 3 keys sitting right back here. Wonderful. A note. Christoph, this is the 3rd time this month you and the car have been gone when your services were required. Uh-oh, Mrs. Babbage not happy. I don't care how long you've been driving for his lordship. Your absence must be accounted for. Okay. Oh. Some sort of problem. Labor dispute. Can't get in here. But I can press this. Which has opened the garage, right? Now, if you guys recall earlier, when we were at the utility closet, we flipped a switch that provided power to the garage. Pressing that button then opened the door, and we have begun to do something. I'm going to go outside, okay? Even if it costs us feet. Day 1, outside, we have left the estate. Well, we're on the estate. We've left the building. Cool. Here we have a way out that I can't use. Well, why don't we explore a little bit outside here, right, guys? I can go this way. Through this forest. following along this path. And when I turn here, look at what we see, guys. This is right where the game began. Using the garage, we came out and wound up here. Look at this little locked gate. We've opened it. Okay, the west gate has been permanently unlocked. So from now on, we'll be able to just pass right through there at the start of any day. A permanent change that will not reset. Really good that we got this knocked out at the beginning here, guys. Good luck with that garage. So let's follow this path a little further and see what's up here, do a little exploring. Across this little bridge. It's like another room? A shed, perhaps? Let's open this. Lovely. It's an entirely different place, right? West path. We have the root cellar. Create more dig spots. We have the tool shed to get 2 special items, or the hovel, which says we will spend feet instead of gems to open future doors. That's quite the commitment, right? We don't have a lot of feet to play with. And we don't have anything to deal with digging spots that would require a shovel or some other digging apparatus we don't have. So why don't we just go into the tool shed? I said it as we walked over here. I'm like, could this be a tool shed? Well, it is. And in we go. A couple items sitting around for us. Check it out. It is the metal detector. I'd like that. Greater chance of finding keys and money. Very helpful item. And look at this. The sledgehammer. Shatter padlocks on locked trunks. We could have used that earlier. We did unlock a trunk formally with a key. I would rather smash. From now on, we're smashing. Okay, tool shed. What a find. I'm walking back to that garage. We could theoretically just walk in here and go back to the front door, but I think that's going to be the longer way back. We're going to walk through that bedroom. We're going to head back to that passageway. All right. Sprint on back. What a great find to get the outdoor building unlocked here on day 1, mind you. It's a good omen for this run for YouTube here, guys. Appreciate y'all watching this with me. Playing this. Okay, passing through the boudoir. Passing through the bedroom, 2 feet by just walking through it. Very nice. And we're back in the passageway. This is really our only way to proceed, is this door. So this door really needs to not be a dead end, or else we have reached the end of our little run for the day. Okay, well, it's not a dead end. We have the dining room, which will take us further up, and it will eventually give us a meal once we reach rank 8. I kind of like that idea. But if we save it, because first of all, this left door will go nowhere, but I think it's okay. Spare room, there's not much happening there. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go with the dining room, even though it's one of the doors goes to nothing. We may not see it later, and we're gonna want food in here. But once we reach rank 8, this thing will hopefully have a meal for us, give us some feedback, right? Here's our door that goes nowhere. So our only way we can go, and this cannot be a dead end, this needs to branch out if we're going to continue. And it's locked. What do we got here? Conference room does go in multiple ways. It's tried to give us this room already, and when we spread, certain rooms will spread, right? They'll say, all right, distribute a bunch of fruit throughout the thing, distribute money, distribute keys. Instead of them being distributed throughout the place, they're all going to end up in the conference room, according to what it says here. It'd be pretty helpful for us later. Hey, look, and different notes. First of all, an orange. We're going to eat that. It's delicious. Just as I was saying, things spread. If you have a conference room, spread items are gathered in that room instead. So it's a little bit of an investment in the future. However, there's some notes left behind. There's a red note. Safe code 9083, as confirmed earlier via the security room. Red notes are lies, so there's some safe where that is not the code. Well, we do have another 10,000 possible passwords, so that's not so helpful. Okay. After meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. Okay. Cool. Well, we would like to find those notes. Anybody else write anything down you can creep on here? Doesn't look like it. So the conference room gave us a couple choices. We could go left, we could go right. I'm liking right. There's lots of real estate over there for us to figure out. Okay. Now the gymnasium, we turned the power off to that, because it says whenever you enter the gymnasium, lose 2 shoes. Hopefully, because we turned it off, it'll be okay. So we don't have that happen. So I'm gonna actually go in here. Yeah. Lights are off in here. No minus defeat. Just basketball. And some shoes for us. Look at this. Aha! Occasionally save feet when traveling longer distance across the estate and the grounds. So we got an item that's going to save us feet. It'll proc the occasional you don't lose shoes for this walk. Wonderful. Down we go. Let's try to fill up some of these places, really build up our supplies here. Now the courtyard does bank for us. The spare room does not. It's just going to lead us into nothing. Chapel will also turn, but it will cost us money to go in here. We have to pay a tithe. Courtyard would be our last gem, and I'm just not willing to spend it right now. We've come too far to spend that gem on something stupid. We're going into the chapel, folks. Yes, cost us some money. Go in here, we pay our buck. Great. Wonderful art up here. Could be a clue later. Notice how these pictures are numbered. All of them. And they all seem to be saintly laborers. Would be my term for them. Interesting. Here we go. Green rooms not costing gems is probably going to be very helpful for us, right? We want to be able to open green rooms, and we don't have a lot of gems to work with. So I'm actually going to pack the terrace over here against this. Clearly has to go against a border because it has this kind of open policy. It's also overlooking this statue. We don't know how to get outside here, but boy, would I love to be able to hop this and go explore over there. Perhaps another time. There's a boat. There's a huge world out there. Who knows? Now, a banana. We'll eat a banana. Uneventful room, but we drafted this because we didn't want green rooms to cost gems. We don't have enough gems to mess around with that. Boom, pay the tithe again. Back into the gymnasium. We have a few different ways we can go, but I'm leaning toward up over here. And now if we see that courtyard again or any of those things, we can just draft it and not have to spend that gem. Think about it. And there's that courtyard, just right on a cue. We want it. In the courtyard here, we have dig spots. Now, if we had a shovel, you'd be finding some items in there or stuff. We have the metal detector, but it's not picking up anything. Remember, one thing we also have is the sledgehammer. We're going to smash this open. No key required? Aha! Look at that, folks. The lockpick kit. Occasionally able to unlock some doors for us. Saves us keys. Very good. Another security door. Good thing we got those all installed earlier. Do we want a bank left here? I think so. But if we continue forward and up, we could possibly get to that day 8 situation. Remember the dining room? It said that a meal will spawn there when we reach rank 8. This is not sure what rank we're on right now. Rank 6 according to the lower right corner, so we need to go 2 more up to get that meal. I want to go for it, guys. Alright. Everything turns up here. Now we have the billiard room, which will take us over left and right. Last thing would be spent here in the last gem would be spent if we were to go into the drawing room. Not what I want. So we're going to play that aforementioned billiard game that we heard about in the guest bedroom in a note, right? So let's check this out. Well, we got our pool table here. Aha! Our metal detector is going off. Probably for all this money. $4. Wonderful. We needed it. Another coin on the ground. Found it. Thank you, metal detector. Okay. So, here in the billiard room, we know there's a game. And this is probably it, right? This dartboard. As the note said, it's like, we play this dart game with you without having to know how to play darts. Interesting. How does this work? Oh, we have all this. This is lit up with the kind of blue color. 13. So why don't we hit it? 13. Okay. Yeah, positive integer. We could assume blue, color of truth in this game. So what happens if we take 15 and 3 and they're all both blue? Well, we could add the integers together. 18. Try it. Correct. Here we have 13. And in the next, kind of in the triple area, we have another color, yellow. Assuming that we're dealing with just basic arithmetic here, 13 minus 12 would be 1. Good. 20, so positive 20, minus 7, 13. Where are you, 13? There you are. Okay. 2, and now another type of color right here. We determined that yellow is negative, but pink here could be multiply. So what's 2 times 5? 10. Great. Moving right along. Order of operations then. Let's assume the order of operations are we start at the middle, because this is how it's been working so far, to the next row, to the next layer, if you will. So if we have a 9, minus 7 is 2, times 10 is 20. Got it. We have succeeded in the puzzle, and there is our reward. Silver key. Unlocking a door with a silver key leads to a room with many doors. That's a free key, and if we can use it to guarantee us to draft a room that opens things up for us, that's a good thing. So we're off to the wall over here, the eastern wall from the billiard room. This is probably going to be locked. We're getting pretty far north here, folks. It is locked, but we're going to try to just use the lockpick kit. Yeah, see? Lockpick kit worked. We don't have enough gems to get into the office. We are really hurting on gems here, folks. So we're going to use the East Wing Hall. That goes both directions, right? And we have space to be able to head down. If we go up 1, and just somehow open this door to the left, that's going to be rank 8. That is going to open up dinner. And we would love dinner. Backtrack, we could grab dinner. Some coins. What do you say? Should we get dinner served before we try to work our way backwards too? We have enough feet to do both. But we wouldn't want to run out of keys or something dumb before we got dinner. Let's get dinner. Greenhouse. You're more likely to draw green rooms while drafting. Well, we do need that, do we not? We have the terrace, which made green rooms free. We're hurting bad on gems. Yes, this dead ends us, but I'm doing it. We're going into the greenhouse. This is a good card that we just found here, in my opinion. So here we are. Dinner served. We heard the ding-a-ling-a-ling, so that should be good for us. Broken whammy bar over here. There's a key on the ground. Good find. Our metal detector is still going off. The shovel? Look at this, folks. We found the shovel. So we can now, with that, dig up these little spots here, right? Coins right there in the ground for us. Let's dig it all up. Let's see what we find. More coins? Great. Hey! Nothing better than eating just a random turnip you dig up in someone's floor. Raw. Mmm. Well, I'm eating it. Plus 6 feet. Energized by that ground turnip. Okay. We've got ourselves some music here. Green note? Partially true? Not sure. There seems to be clues possibly in the lyrics themselves. The gems that shine in night and rain. The clue you hold cannot be paid with gems nor coins, so toss away. These sheets you find a worthy trade. These sheets, the music sheets themselves. It says it's 5. We'll have to remember that there is music with some interesting lyrics here in the greenhouse. Great discovery. Can't do anything with this, though. Broken lever would probably be the problem here. That looks like something we would be able to pull. Awesome. Moving right along. Spread gems to each green room in the patio. I think we do want that, folks. There are several green rooms that are up. All of that's going to end up in the conference room. It's going to give us all those gems. We go back, we grab our dinner, we grab all the gems in the conference room. Bada bing, bada boom. Cool. Buried below, occasionally you may discover small mounds of dirt. This is what we've been doing. So this is supposed to have distributed gems to green room. Hopefully they will all be in that conference room on our way back. What do we got in this one? The more cash, doing well with money. Another key. It's almost like the dig spots feel improved, strengthened, if you will. We have this shovel now to dig up all sorts of stuff, so when we pass by that courtyard, I know there were dig spots there too. Let's check all that out. Alright, little backtrack. What do we got in the courtyard? Nothing. And a brick. Cool. Nothing. Nothing and nothing. We're going to go to the conference room rather than expand from the courtyard here. Passing through the gym that's off. Shoes went off, so didn't cost us any feet. And look at this. Gems. 1, 2, 3, 4 gems. Ugh. Beautiful, folks. And back here is dinner. Right. What's for dinner tonight? Lemon glazed salmon. Additional 10 feet if you have the aquarium in your home. Well, I don't have that, but I'm hungry. We're eating fish. Okay. Puts us up to an illustrious 55 shoes. We're higher than where we started. Things are looking up. Back to the conference room, we bank left. Ah, cloister will go in all directions. And being green, it's free? We're cloistering. Okay. Cool. Looks kind of a generic green room for now. I'm sure there's more to this mystery. But it is a four-way. And that is, by default, helpful for us. Why don't we go ahead and go all the way to the wall over here by checking out the western side. Lockpick kick. Okay, there's the aquarium, which makes us a little silly. If we had, of course, waited and put this down, we could have got a little more out of that fish. Whoops. But what the heck? Do we want the fish room? Or do we just pack a dead end in here with the bunk room? This thing keeps wanting to draft. I don't know, guys. Bunk room. We can have a dead end over here. First of all, the metal detector's going off. And there is a hamster in here. Hello. Oh, it's nice to meet you. You're very sweet. Okay. Money. More money. Stuff, an old video game console. Folks were sleeping in here at some point. Brothers, perhaps. Today's a good day because Simon is at camp and he's not as much fun as my friends. Well, I'm Simon. And I'm not fun. Right? I will not have to share my toys, and I will not have to share my room, and I will not have to share my snacks. Well, you know, the room and the snacks and all that's all a zero-sum game, right? Someone's got to eat it. Having a younger brother is not as much fun as they told me it would be, but today will be a good day because he's at camp. Okay, Herbie's really mean. Well, maybe this is some other Simon. I don't feel this could be, you know, I don't have this memory. Herbie is mean, really stupid. And today is good day because I threw away his airplane. Okay. Brotherly love. I also had more fun at camp than he has had in his entire life. Old statement. Okay. Different handwriting. Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. Perhaps this is it. He also threw my model airplane in the bushes outside, but I got it back, and if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday, and I will make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. Okay. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book, because he won't stop writing about me, and today is a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book, even though he is older. He is a crybaby. We just are having some domestic conflict here amongst these brothers, it feels like. Okay, today's a good day because my brother returns from college. Interesting, they just like keep this tradition going. And I finally get to return to him the book I took from him long time ago. Hopefully you find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly have no idea how we survived sharing a room. All things being said, I still would rather have had a sister. Congrats on the diploma and welcome home from Simon. Okay, cool. I guess this was their childhood bedroom. Memories tucked away in this little room while our hamster just runs. Someone's coming in here and taking care of this thing. Beautiful. Moving along. Okay. The observatory over here. We have the gems to potentially do this. We also could get a bunch of gems by going into this wine cellar, but that is a dead end. I like the idea of the observatory here, right? +1 star for each time you've drafted the observatory. Well, we haven't drafted it yet. In we go. We now have a star symbol. And we get to figure out all about these constellations, right? Book contains a complete star base, a list of constellations, and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you to easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. Well, of course. Alright, so as we go through these, we see that there are lots of little things that we could potentially be getting by gazing at the stars through this telescope. Green rooms contain special flowers. That would be a good one to get. The sail. So we just need to be able to look at the sky. So let's flip this thing around. We're going to need to get this telescope pointed up and out so we can see the heavens a little further. Ooh, can't get it further. We're blocked into here. So, what would happen if I were to be able to pull this one up? I can't. I'm going to go ahead and run up here. We're going to have to figure this puzzle out. Can I even get under this? I can. This raised our telescope. Now it looks like we're going to get a good enough angle to look outside. See that? That looks okay. A single star. The North Star, Polaris. 1 gold for it. Wonderful. Okay. So, let's continue on. Lockpick kick. Use it. Can't pick this one. So we're going to use a regular key. Ooh, very red. Dangerous stuff. But the office will cost us a lot of gems right now, but it spreads, right? If we can spread money to the conference room, we might be looking at being able to spend it on something good for us, right? There's also the dark room. We're going to go with the office. Now, this does cost half of our gems. Okay? First things first, there is an upgrade disc. Insert into one of the estate's terminals to permanently upgrade one of your floor plans. This is just going to help us in the long term, and this is very good. Okay? Another note to Bridget. Same person that the note was that we read in the pantry. Please check if any books matching these titles are available for purchase in Reddington. Bunch of book titles in red, one in black, possibly a clue. A little trouble reading the Baron's writing, so I'm not sure if this last title is intended to be hearing or herrings, but knowing Herbert, I expect that either would be suitable. Red herrings are an issue. So, that's that. And chamber lever is broken again in the greenhouse. We've unlocked the greenhouse. We saw this. Okay. I don't think there's enough time to put in another work order before Simon arrives. That's us. So just make sure that the west and east levers are operational. Okay, so we saw that. We couldn't pull the lever because it's gone. It's busted. Beautiful. First of all, let's just go ahead and insert this 5 1/4 floppy into this computer so we can upgrade one of our floor plans. It's going to randomly kind of go through this. courtyard can be upgraded. You will now have a chance to permanently enhance this room to one of 3 different upgraded floor plans. So now every time on future days that we draft the courtyard, we'll get something that's better. Right? Courtyard always unlocked, kind of a hallway courtyard. Gems just randomly there, or 5 dig spots. We're digging. We want 5 dig spots, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. We're also going in the computer, because we're going to spread gold in the estate. We have the conference room. It's going to spread all that gold right to the conference room. Let's get paid. Modest distribution of coins from the staff incentive program. We'll send it all to the conference room, and it functioned successful. Done. Well, that is wonderful. So we're heading back to the conference room. We're going to get our money, and we can continue on through the courtyard. Seems to be just about the only place we can go right now. So we're nearly blocked off here, folks. Conference room. Look at all this. We are going to need a shop with all this money. I'm taking it all. Beautiful. 55 coins on our first day. It looks to me, folks, that this is our only door we can mess with. So if this doesn't take a right, we're done. It doesn't. This is the end of our run, which is good because we were near the little over, right? Here's a die and a key card. Wonderful. So right here in this closet, little Simon, on his first day, has explored the Mount Holly estate and managed to get this far, right? Lots of green rooms unlocked. Lots of places we dug up. We got a star. We opened up the garage and we went outside. We found that side house, the outer room, the tool shed. West Path is open. Next days we can go there. We can just start with this room. Could be all sorts of useful stuff for us. Nothing to really set up for tomorrow. So this is just going to be where we're going to end the episode after we see our little end report. So why don't we go ahead and call it a day right here. Just double check. Don't want someone in the comments to be like, StehnZ, you left a room behind. You could have continued. You were so confused. No one says that, but we're done. We're calling it a day. Let's see what our report is for this day 1. Mount Holly, it's a garden inn of the dead. 5 bedrooms, 5 green rooms, 11 dead end rooms. We were very heavy on the dead end. Okay. Wow, day 1. What a great start, folks. So that was Blueprints, a game I would like to be able to share with you all as we try to uncover much of these mysteries together. So comment below if you enjoyed watching this. Like, subscribe, any of that stuff. Hopefully my voice put some of you to sleep while we played this, because there will be plenty more where that came from. So I wish you guys all the best day and night, and I will see you in the next episode. Good night, everyone.